Hello. So the other day I did a poll on Instagram. Well, somebody left a few comments requesting that I do videos on about 3 different things. And so I did a poll on Instagram asking my followers if I should do this one, or this one. And this one got the most likes, votes. So I'm going to start with this one, but I'm actually going to do all 3. Before I started recording, I really didn't know how I wanted to format this video, and then it just hit me. So let's go. How did I find myself, and how did I find my outlook on life? I felt that it was best to just start from the beginning, to give you a rundown of who I am and why I am the way I am. It's always important for me to say that I'm an only child, and I've spent so much of my life by myself. That is such a huge part of who I am, and my makeup, and the way I think, and the way I operate, the way I socialize. It's just, being an only child is like, of course it's part of my identity, but it's like, it's my identity. Or we can even start from pre-K. Like, I'm about to give y'all the rundown. I'm gonna try to make it quick though, so this video not super long, but it's the rundown. On pre-K, I was very timid. I talked, but not much. I was very much under my teachers a lot because I was a scholar in my class. Like, I was the only one in pre-K who knew how to read and just do a lot of different things, to understand a lot of different things that most of my peers couldn't do. And so that kind of just left me a little isolated. I remember, like, whenever we would get ready to go to like gym and to play and stuff, I would be still asleep, and the kids would come and they would open my eyes because I was the only one still sleeping. We had to go to gym and stuff, and whenever we got to gym, I didn't always want to play. But I remember like joining in every once in a while. So just always to myself. Kindergarten, I went to the same school that my mom taught at, and I was always in my mom's classroom, always helping her with her bulletin boards, just always with my mom. So also in kindergarten, I did get bullied, and so that also just left me more to myself. Like, every morning I used to cry going to school, I used to cry at school, used to cry not to go to recess because people or kids would always pick with me. That was just another time of just being very to myself. First grade was okay. I think first grade it was starting to get better. I went to the same school, but I don't have a huge remembrance of first grade outside of my teacher, because that was just another time that I was like close to my teacher because I was more advanced than my peers. I think that also left me a little mature too as well, because I was always around adults. I had more one-on-one time and quality time with adults over kids. So then second grade, I went to a different school. Second grade and third grade, I kind of opened up more. I really don't know what came out of me, but I don't remember having a group of friends in second or third grade, but that didn't bother me. I still played with everyone. Everybody played with me. Everybody wanted to talk to me, play with me. That was around the time where I realized that, oh, something about me people like, something about me people want to be around. The things that I do, people want to emulate and copy. The things that I draw, the way that I read, I see other people trying to do. So I think that was around the time that I noticed that I had some type of influence on others. And so I think that in itself gave me a bit of a confidence boost. Fourth grade, I went to a different school. That's when I started going to private school. That was a whole different world changer, because going from a majority or school where you're with majority black people to a school where you are now with majority white people, it's like, fourth grade, it was okay. I didn't have a lot of friends. I remember a few people came up to me like, what's your name, like, you want to join the Converse club? Because I had wore Converse to school all the time, but that was my first, like, my new pair of shoes from my new school. But even that, it still kept me feeling into myself, because these are people who have been going to school together since like pre-K. I came in like fourth grade, so it's very hard for me to find a groove where I could fit in. So that was another bit of an isolating time. But as time went on, things did get better, but I still didn't have like a tribe, you know. I always just had myself. Fifth grade, not so much the same thing. I think fifth grade was the time where I started to get a group of friends. 5th grade up into 10th grade, I got expelled from private school in 10th grade. From the minute I got to private school to the minute I left, I was just always getting in trouble. And I think because I started being defiant, I couldn't be myself. Like I couldn't dye my hair this color. I was always doing something different with my uniform, wearing some kind of jacket, twisting up my skirt into shorts, all kind of stuff, because I was just an expressive person. Me not being able to express myself how I wanted to and fully be myself, or feel like I was being judged because I'm too this and too that, and too bold, too loud, like whatever the case may be. I think it made me become very defiant. And so throughout my time in private school, it was just very hard for me to be in good standing, I guess. Then in 10th grade, or before I actually got expelled, I had an epiphany. I feel like this was really like my first epiphany, like my first like big reflection moment. I think I was 14, 15, but I had just kept getting in trouble. And so I had to ask myself, I was like, okay, why am I behaving like this? I think I had to go talk to the counselor for something after that, after I had like this epiphany, and I just started self-reflecting, and I had shared my self-reflection with her, and she was very impressed. And I think that it was at this point where I realized, like, okay, self-reflection is essential to like your growth and how you become a better person, by asking yourself questions and being honest with yourself. Because like I said, I was getting in trouble from the minute I got there to the minute I left. So when I asked myself that question, it was very just like, okay, wow, well, why am I acting this way? And I had to figure that out. That's when I kind of came to the conclusion of everything that I just shared before. 10th grade, 11th grade, I went back to public school. I hated my experience in public school. That was another time for me to feel very into myself, because even in being in private school, I always had the community of people that I went to public school with, and even still I had like this kind of, I don't know what was drawing people to me. I don't know what made people still want to keep up with me. I don't know what made people want to follow in what I was wearing, what I was doing. I don't know. I just got it like that. Going back to public school was very challenging for me. So people like knew me because I think at that point I had started YouTubing, but also I had already just had, like I said, like people have just always been attracted to me and what I was doing. So I had like a following and stuff. So when I got to public school, people didn't know of me, even though they didn't really know me. So I felt like to them it was always kind of like, who she is, who she thinks she is. I want to know about who she is. But I always kind of feel like, and maybe it could have been myself, putting myself on the outside, but it always felt like I was on the outside, and very little bit of it could have been myself. But I do think my experience was very on the outside, because it's like I didn't fit there. And nothing was wrong with anyone, how people have grown up and they live in the school. Great for you guys, but that just wasn't the place for me. But I did try to enjoy it as much as I could, but I didn't have a lot of friends. I only had 2 friends. Did I have associates? Sure. Or people that helped me get through my days that I kind of hung out with from time to time? Sure. But I didn't have any friends, or I had 2 friends. I was 10th grade, 11th grade. So just another time for me to be by myself. 12th grade, I decided to get homeschooled because I couldn't do another year there. Just didn't want to do it. And then I also wanted to travel. Even before then, maybe around like 9th or 10th grade, I started to think about traveling and stuff. I remember my mama got me like this travel book, like with different countries and hotels and prices and just ways you can travel, things you can do there. And I think that really just ignited my desire and passion and love for travel. In 12th grade, I decided to get homeschooled so I can work, save my money up, and I can go on my first international trip. And that's when I first went to Spain and Morocco. Being home by myself, just working, that was just another opportunity to be into myself. My whole point in giving this rundown of my background is just to show how I've always been into myself, and how that plays in how I found myself and how I developed my outlook on life. And also during like 10th, 11th, 12th grade, more 11th, 12th grade, my relationship, or like my first real relationship, was just really crazy. It had me in a weird space. It had me in a hard space. That also played a part in my development and how I decided to go about moving through life. So now that y'all have that rundown of me and my self, let's get into the point and the rest. To bring it all back in full circle, all of that alone time gave me so much time to be comfortable in myself. It was at no point that I was by myself and I wanted to be like anyone else. Did I want more friends? Of course. Did I want a sisterhood? Of course. Did I wish that I had more opportunities to experience things in school, like with groups and stuff? Of course. Like, you're a kid, you want that experience, but nothing made me want to change myself to fit in or to get friends to get those experiences. I was just always okay with me, and that's because I had spent so much time by myself. I don't think there was ever a point besides like the hard time in my relationship where I felt lost. I was always very centered in who I was. I was always sure of who I was. I was always sure of what I liked, what I wanted, how I wanted to do things, even if it was unacceptable to other people. I was going to be bad anyway, and I was going to do what I wanted to anyway. And of course, you mature and you learn how to maneuver and to show up appropriately in different circumstances. But at the time, I didn't even care. It was like, I'm just going to do me. It's always important to me, and it was always just in me to do me. So with that being said, I never had to look far for me because I was always with me. I always knew me. So my first point of advice as for finding yourself is to spend some alone time with yourself. Get off the internet. The internet is too influencing your mind and your body and just everything. Your spirit is, even if you think you're not being influenced by it, you are. It's just like, it's supposed to ingrain things in you because you just keep seeing it, and so things start to seem natural to you or okay to you or appropriate to you that maybe at first you didn't agree with. So you have to be stronger than the influences around you and get off social media. I think that helps a lot. Without the noise of what other people are saying or thinking, you have time to sit with yourself and to say, okay, who am I? What do I really think about this? What do I really like? Is that okay with me? Have I been acting like this has been okay with me? Why have I been acting like this is okay with me? Where am I looking for acceptance? Where do I not accept myself? A long time really gives you the time to, if you make it there, it really gives you the time to dive into yourself and to find out truths about yourself and who you truly are. Now, I can give an example of a time where I did feel lost, and again, that was during the time in my relationship. Truly, the only thing that helped me out of that was still being grounded in myself in the midst of the turmoil and the craziness. But also, that's when I really found my relationship with God, because at that point I was so low for me personally that that was the only thing that could get me out of where I was, like finding something to uplift me and make me feel like I wasn't alone or somebody was there for me. Even if you don't believe in God, I find that you should ground yourself in something to give you the inspiration to continue and give you the motivation to have a sound mind and the motivation to have a good heart and some kind of words of wisdom and guidance. Because side note, I was talking to my little cousin the other day, and we were having a conversation about the word and God and things like that, and she was just saying, like, you know, Carrie, you can't be of the world and be of God. And I was like, I know, Erin, you have to pick a side. It just won't work. And so I think at that point I made a decision to be of God, and so everything that I was doing going from that point forward, I really just wanted to please God. So have I been perfect? Of course not. I would never be perfect. Have I made mistakes? So damn many. But my intent has always been to live like God and live to please God and live to be my best self. Anyway, point being, what really got me out of being lost was finding myself through the word of God. And I'm not going to go too deep in that because I don't want to preach y'all, but if you do not have a relationship with God or something, I really encourage you to find that, because it really does make a difference in your life and your day-to-day and how you maneuver and how you feel strengthened and how you feel fulfilled and how you feel capable and able. That just all goes back into who you are and finding yourself and feeling grounded in yourself. It really helps. So get right with something, get right with God. It's the world that infiltrates and blocks what you think you know about yourself. So you have to continually be strong enough to choose yourself and what is right to you. Because I mean, like, it's nothing, like, I can't stress it enough, it's nothing in the world that can make me not be true to me. I'm so true to me that I couldn't even imagine how it would make me feel to not be true to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I am so myself that even if nobody wanted to tune into me, if nobody likes me, if nobody loves me, I'm so myself that is okay with me as long as I'm choosing myself. So you have to continually have the strength to choose yourself and choose what feels good to you and choose what is right to you, no matter what that looks like to everybody else. And in choosing what is right for you, you have to also be aware of what is not for you. You don't have to do what is not for you just because everybody else is doing it, and you don't have to do what is not for you because it looks like everybody is getting by doing it. Going against your spirit and going against who you are, I feel like it's one of the worst things you can do, because it's just going to bring you into a pattern where you're going to eventually lose yourself in order to. So again, I have always known myself. Have I traveled off the path of myself? Of course, but my voice and my spirit has been so strong in me that I always came back to myself. And once you get to a place where you become empowered by choosing you, it'll become second nature to you. You won't even have to think about it, and you won't care about what other people have to say about it. In a nutshell, that's how I found myself. When I lost myself, that's how I re-found myself. So basically, a long time, you can do so much in that time for yourself, and strengthening your relationship with God, and always choosing yourself, no matter the circumstances, the situations, the people, whatever the case may be. Always choose yourself. How did I develop my outlook on life? As far as my outlook, I feel like my outlook has more or less innately and naturally been the same. I've always felt like there was more to life, and life was bigger than what was around me, and I also felt like I was bigger than my surroundings. I just always felt different. Like, a lot of people feel different, but I just always felt different. So I always felt like I had to get out of my surroundings to surround myself with what I felt like I needed to enhance my life, and to enhance my mind, and to enhance my spirit, and to enhance my lifestyle. And during the time where I felt lost in my relationship and after my relationship, when I started to get closer with God and dive into the values of God, like love and kindness and true community, I think it just really changed my outlook and how I serve myself and how I serve others. I think I got really big on judge and be judged not, and love everything, love always. I just really felt the importance of loving other people, loving myself, loving life. Just love period became such a thing for me, and it just poured into everything that I did, everything that I do. I feel like love has allowed me to be a lot more fearless and a lot more open, as long as I was going into it with heart, as long as I was meeting someone with my heart, meeting them at their heart, going through life, admiring nature, admiring my situation when it wasn't good, when it was good. Love just really changed the way that I view things. It gave me a lot more peace, and it brought me peace with others. It just totally changed my outlook and my appreciation for life. So, you know, like, I love everybody, I love everything. I am not a judgmental person, so when you're not judgmental, I think it keeps you open to the possibilities of experiences in life and experiencing other people. Nobody is better than me, and I am not better than anybody else. So, like, it's really just about staying in your lane. Pretty much. Like, I'm a huge advocate of staying in your damn lane. Like, I'm always gonna stay in my lane. I'm tunnel vision. I don't care what's going on over here I don't care what's going on over there. I'm here. I'm in my lane. Again, focusing on yourself is just a huge part, or a huge part of how I've developed my outlook as well. It's kind of like it's my world and everybody else is living in it. Not in a way where like I'm oblivious to other people. I care so much about how I interact with people and how I make people feel, but anyway, it's my world and everybody else is living in it, and so therefore I feel like I'm always going to do what's best for me. I'm always going to make the choices that are best for me. I'm always going to believe in what feels right to me because it is my world. I'm so heavy on that. And focus on yourself. Create your life and create your lane. You have to always do what you want to do, as long as you're not harming anybody else or at the expense of manipulating anybody else or lying to anybody else. Do what you want to do and do what you have to do. I feel like nobody is going to get your dream life for you. Like I always say, I feel like I'm living my dream life. Like, do I have everything that I want? No, but it's my life. And is my life perfect? No, but is it the life that I want? And could it be any better than this? I feel like yes, but no. I love my life so much, and I feel like that's because I've always gone after what I wanted, and I always said no to what I didn't want, and I always put myself in the position to get and grab and maintain what was most important to me, because I feel like I always had to give that to myself. So as long as I got me, I'm always going to take care of me. I'm always going to give me what I need. And so it's really just a matter of putting yourself first, being open to the possibilities of life, being open to the possibilities of experiencing others, good and bad, even when they, you know, mess you up. You gotta roll with it and you gotta come out of it, and you have to learn from it. That's another thing. Lessons, like, you learn from everything. Everything you learn from everything. You can't beat yourself up about the mistakes that you make, because you had to make that mistake to level you up to the person that you are and that you're going to continue to become. Like, you need those mistakes, and so in the moment you might be crying, you might be mad about it, like, dang, why I did that, I knew better than that, but you had to do it. So don't beat yourself up about it. Lessons are so extremely important into who you are and to the outcome of your life and your situation. That, and love everything, love everybody, not in a way that you are naive and you are oblivious to deception and deceptive people and people who do not mean good to you. You can still love those people too, but at a distance, or love them in a way where you are loving yourself first. It's really going to make all the difference in your life. You're going to feel so much better about yourself. You're going to feel so much better about the way that you look at people and what you expect from people. So yeah, I feel like I've said so much. Yesterday I went on a LSD trip, and I just feel like I am so much more eloquent in getting my point across and what I want to say now. I don't know, I feel like my voice has just, it's come back. I feel, I don't know, more like myself. So I feel really good sharing this, and I hope that y'all really can take something from this. This is just my experience and what I think that can help someone else, and I hope that it does help someone else. So again, I hope y'all can take something from it. Please continue to choose yourself. Please continue to love yourself. Please continue to judge not. Please continue to be open to life. Please continue to not be mad at life. Please continue to not blame anyone. Please continue to stay strong. Please continue to stay powerful. Please continue to stay grounded in God and in spirit. And yes, I wish everyone the best on their journey of self, their journey of life, their journey of love. I pray that you continue to have the means and the drive and the motivation to get through it and to get to yourself, get closer to yourself. So anyway, yes, I love y'all. I love me. Hope that y'all have a great day, a great week, a great rest of the month. My birthday is in 2 weeks, so I'm excited, and I'm gonna see y'all in the next 2 videos. I don't know if I'm gonna do them next week and then the next week, I don't know, but I'll see y'all in those videos.